Ronin travelers, no looking back. like honey slow. Sidewalks hum with the stories they know.
Shadows dance where the cool breeze flows. Lost in the city where time won't go.
Every corner's a secret call. Echoes bounce like a crystal ball.
Your shadow on the neon floor. You move like smoke through an open door. Each step a whisper, each glance a roar.
Can you hear the bassline tremble? Under our feet like it's sinful. This rhythm ain't gentle.
We're Ronin travelers, lost in the beat, chasing the moonlight, dancing in heat. No maps, no time, just endless streets. Travelers, lost in the beat, chasing the moonlight, dancing in heat. No maps, no time.
Your voice cuts through like a silk blade. Tracked and spun, the echo sway. We're trapped in this track, our souls replay.
Can you feel the sense collide? Shimmering sparks we can't hide. Funky steps of the matrix. We're Ronin travelers, lost in the beat, chasing the moonlight, dancing heat. No maps, no ties, just endless street. Travelers, lost in the beat, chasing the moonlight, dancing heat. No maps, no ties, just endless street. I caught your shadow on the neon floor. You move like smoke through an open door. Each step a whisper, each glance a roar.
Can you hear the bassline tremble? Under our feet like it's sinful. This rhythm ain't gentle.
We're Ronin travelers, lost in the beat, chasing the moonlight, dancing heat. No maps, no ties, just endless streets. Travelers, lost in the beat, chasing the moonlight, dancing heat. No maps, no ties, just endless streets.
Your voice cuts through like a silk blade. Tracked and spun, the echo sway. We're trapped in this track, our souls replay.
Can you feel the sense collide? Shimmering sparks we can't hide. Funky steps of the matrix. We're Ronin travelers, lost in the beat, chasing the moonlight, dancing heat. No maps, no ties, just endless street. Travelers, lost in the beat, chasing the moonlight, dancing heat. No maps, no ties, just endless street.
All right, welcome in. I had to have this conversation. I'm sorry. It's too many people talking about it, and maybe they're not saying it the right way. So I wanted to put my 2 cents in, and then I wanted to listen to the general population and what's going on this small community called Black Men's Travel. When it comes to it, we're all Black men and we're traveling. And while I'm a veteran, there's passport bros, blue book gentlemen, however you want to see yourself, just a global traveler, digital nomad, doesn't matter. You know, I encourage people to travel. The bigger question is, why does MTR, when he takes a vacation, talking positively about Thailand, trigger so many reaction videos from dating coaches specifically? Now, other people want to put their little spin on it. I want to hear what your spin is. You know, but we already know how some of the other people are going to talk about it. Well, that's a third world country. These women don't know any better. As you know, I live in the Philippines. Most people in this country, unless if you wanted to work, can't have tattoos. And you definitely got to be college educated. So is that true? Even though they might be impoverished, does that mean they're dumb? Hell no. Not in the least. But some of the men making comments today in the last week over MTR's little adventure and the enlightenment that he's had over this trip to figure out where he wasn't not necessarily in a place to be able to live abroad while he was still working for corporate America, he is now. And is it such a bad thing to think about geo arbitraging and allowing yourself to actually have time to do other things besides grinding it out? You can grind it out until you're 65, 70, until you're dead. Everything you grew up to that point, and you know me, I talk about legacy all the time. Who are you building that legacy for? And are you going to have an opportunity to utilize some of that wealth that you built before you tip off out of here? You know, we talk about this, and we're going to talk about it until I'm not around anymore, at least, or until I get tired. But I got a couple other gentlemen on the panel, and I'm going to bring them up initially. This will be an open forum. I will allow people up on the panel. All I ask you to do is definitely hit the like button, share the live, and let's get into this conversation. I got in the back right now. I don't know what happened to Black Cleaner, but hopefully he cycles back up in here. True Prodigy in the back room, my nephew, and also a younger, I would say a younger coach. I'm trying to figure out, what did I do? Oh, let me shrink myself down here. And we're going to change it up. There we go. What's going on, True?
Man? I'm good, man. I like the music. Is that AI generated?
That's a partner of mine. Actually, he's a lawyer of all things. You know, he messes around with AI music and stuff, and he's produced some stuff for me and sent it to me a while back. You on camera now. Cleaner with that crazy look.
What's going on? How's everybody?
Philippe Lindsay. I got to give him credit for the 3 songs that I played live. I appreciate the groove. That one song sounded like a cha-cha song, man. Made me want to sit back here and start cha-chaing. You know, if you know what that is back in the day, you know?
Cha-cha, real
but yeah, it has that feel to it, a little smoothness, you know, get a little cigar, get you a little cognac, sit back and let's chop it up. So True, I mean, you've been in the dating coach, anti-dating coach arena for a while, nephew.
Yeah.
And I know
so almost 2 years or a year and a half, roughly.
Yeah, and you've talked down and around about some of these guys on this panel. What is the great interest and the controversy with these Black coaches when it comes to MTR's enlightenment of being able to geo-arbitrage, live in another country, and still do his thing? What is the big deal?
I don't really think it's like they gotta like nitpick and like find like a chink in his armor. You know what I mean? Like I think that's really what it is. And I don't even think his purpose for going overseas is for women. It's for you know, the experience, you know, it's for the lifestyle, you know, it's for the convenience, you know, like
Right.
like like that's my whole deal with it. So I think with the dating coaches, they seen him like complain about a woman in Atlanta, I believe. And it's also a combination of how he interact with women. And they pretty
Right.
much, you know, nitpick and pick apart, you know, his interactions, and they deem it as if he don't have no game, or like he's complaining about the women that he interacts with. So they're using that. But honestly, in my humble opinion, I don't think this dude got no problem with dealing with women. That's just like my opinion. I don't think that's the situation. You know, I think he can get women in America and overseas.
Steve the Dean called him a lame though. Steve the Dean called him a lame, like he had no game.
I mean, yeah, like
because
I said,
of the whole
you know, they got to. Yeah, and that's what. See, like I was going to do a live stream about this initially, but I changed my mind on it. But I think I know MTR is like a red pillar, or he's in that lane, and I know that a lot of guys in the red pill don't like women, or they like hate women, or they have a hatred for women to an extent. And his audience was like around that time, it was like mostly red pill dudes, right? So I think if he would have interacted with that woman in a certain way, he probably would have lost subscribers, or he probably would have lost some of his audience in there if he's a red pillar and he talk against the bullshit of women. All of this is just my opinion. You know, like I could be wrong about this. I just know the guys in the red pill hate women, and if they, you got it.
Let me go. Okay, so Melly Monaco, she came into the game similar with the same aspects of being a pick-me. Okay, she was talking down about how women have these standards that are unrealistic. Okay, so she was even so close that she was going to start doing some content with Kevin Samuels directly. Okay, so they all know each other. They're all friends of Kevin Samuels. Okay, so you know MTR was close to Kevin Samuels, and so was Melly Monaco, and what's the other girl named Melanie King. Those were the group, aside for the others. You know, so at the end of the day, they all were familiar with each other before they even did content. You know, and Melly was a person that sounded like a pick-me. You know, like some of the other girls that are out here talking down to women about how they position themselves and how they're looking out here. You know, so I don't think it was a thing where his people, his MTR army or whatever, would be offended if they had kind of like hooked up. But MTR has always gone with the stance of, and I think Kevin started this. Kevin told him, hey, don't ever date another YouTuber because your business is going to be out there.
Okay, I ain't know that.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so the whole thing was, I don't think MTR was going to entertain that. And I think he was even looking at the legal girl that messes around with the lead attorney, the light-skinned one. Forget her name, Seven. I think something Seven. Either way.
Wait. You talking about you talking about She-Ra?
Not She-Ra 7, not the dating coach. The legal the legal one. I forget
Melanie
her name.
King?
It's not Melanie King, it's another one. Light-skinned girl that usually was on lead attorney's channel. But they all know each other.
I don't know her, but yeah.
So the story is that background is there. Okay, so she wasn't one of those girls that was like always leaning in on, but she's flirty and she was definitely looking for a dude. That's part of her content too. You know, what type of dude is the problem? You know, that she finally got with Gilbert Arenas, and they're married. You know, so ultimately she found who she was looking for. This is all old news that Steve the Dean is bringing up to detract from this brother just exploring his options with the wealth that he has and his business is already built up, of exploring where he could potentially live. I just don't understand why that's a big deal to these dating coaches. By the way, I'm gonna go ahead and bring up Financial Frontier to the panel, and then I want to hear from Black Cleaner, and then we'll cycle back around to True. Go ahead, Black Cleaner. How do you feel about these coaches and the comments they're making towards a brother just exploring the option of possibly moving out of the country and living somewhere else while he still produces content? What's the big deal? What's going on with these black coaches? Why are they so offended?
Yeah, well, we all talked about it before. They're clout chasing, and also, this whole movement of what you call geo arbitrage is messing with their pockets because, as we know, okay, they were picking their clients out of that whole red pill arena because guys who are sitting around, as they call them, incels, or the guys that were lonely or the guys that were hurt, they would always be able to give them their solution for a price. But now, where you have this, what we can call it, the passport bro movement. Shout out to Aaron Ferris, BMT, who actually made this thing popular based on his experience of traveling overseas and dealing with Black Man's Option, Charles Tyler, and Al Breeze Frustrated, and that whole history, that whole phenomenon pretty much hurt their whole industry. So every time they get a chance to try to shoot at them, shoot at the passport bro movement, they take it. Mm-hmm. And this is just another day. Here you got MTR, as you said, he went to Thailand. He was able to travel and see something. And as you said, he wasn't even over there for the women that much. He was just talking about, I seen the light, this whole travel thing. I understand what's going on. It's different. And that's what happens when you travel. It's not real. I don't know a lot of people who will actually get on a plane and travel 17 hours for box. I don't know people like that. We travel for other things in, relationships.
You should hope
and women
that other
is just a byproduct of it.
Yes.
Say it again.
Yes. You would hope people are doing more than traveling 17 hours for some box, the way they make it sound. But exactly. I don't know. Some of these brothers, very small few of them, are outlining any other plans but that. But I'm just saying. But here's the thing, and I'm going to throw this at Financial Frontier because we're all spinning off of this thing where you got the black travelers, you got, you got the black coaches, you got, passport bros. But long before that was who? Veterans. People that were already expatting. They retired out the Marine Corps, they retired out the Navy, the Air Force, and they decided to live in whole other countries. Well, that wasn't a big deal. Somebody had an aunt or uncle. Hell, I got a cousin that's married to a Thai chick now. Been married for almost 25, 30 years, living in the States. I have brothers that were in the Marine Corps with me. They're married. And women all over the seas. Why all of a sudden with this new discovery or rediscovery of travel and the opportunity to travel, because it's such a small group of us that are actually traveling that are outside of being prior military, everybody all of a sudden saying they're trying to coin a phrase or coin something. Like, we did it first. Y'all didn't do anything first. You just coming into this shit. We've been doing this shit. You get what I'm saying? Ain't nobody sitting there prioritizing the fact that, veterans are already, we don't care that y'all are doing that, but stop saying you discovered something. Stop saying you coined a phrase like lifestyle. Who gives a goddamn? Coach Greg Adams. Okay, you coined the phrase. So what? You weren't the only one out here doing it, brother. Been doing it way longer. So Financial Frontier, how do you feel about people just skipping over the fact that brothers have been doing this since the military has been around, just in our community alone?
Yeah, shout out to everybody. Yeah, I think it was a very interesting perspective. But I would just say, well, shout outs to CGA. He got a whole lifestyle that I kind of support and agree with. And for any man, I don't care what any man wants to do. I really don't clock and care too much. It's the big deal on, I think, with the MTR, and shout outs to their way they had a conversation between AMS and etc. It was a manly conversation. They had different perspectives. It didn't turn into a beef. It didn't turn into 50 Cent and got then, East Coast, West Coast, Tupac and Biggie beat. It was just like, all right, we got different perspectives. Let me clarify. And I like the clarification because I say this to brothers. It's like, it's one thing to just go travel. We just like to add into it that, yeah, you're geo-arbitraging, your money is 3x, and you become a higher value male in another place because you can make 60K and become a multimillionaire in another country. So you have different options, right? But all the other stuff that tend to kind of plague United States, and it's not United States, it's Americans. Let's get that quite clear. The land ain't making you the way you are. You are just the way you are because that's who you are. So at the end of the day, I think what we like to say is a lot of people throw the baby out with the bathwater. They're like, F America. And it's like, damn, bro, you feel like that? Like all your money's here. Then you move to a different country. But if you had to struggle in that country, you'd be broke. You wouldn't have the same perspective. Those people there are struggling. They're working extremely hard. It's about money anywhere you go in the world. To say it's not is wild. You live in a country where a mom or a father would prefer their children in prostitution so that they could bring money back for them. And they support it. So it's really rough out there in them streets. But once you go over there with your U.S. money, you're like, oh my gosh, this is a utopia here. No, it's not. It's struggle. And those people would pray for an opportunity to become economically, I guess you could say, better in the United States of America. So it's mostly, I think, that they were having a conversation about that and understanding those nuances. And then as far as with the girls, as he said, he supports it and he doesn't have a problem with it. And I think, men, you could go there to get a girlfriend. You could go there to travel. You could go there to get some box. I don't actually police that. I'm not saying you need to go down there and find a wife. You could do whatever you want. You're free. Women go around doing whatever they want. Nobody sit up there and police them. So stop policing other men. That's why you're weak as males. You can't give unity. You can't let other men be and let them do as they want. They're not breaking no goddamn laws. Everybody's going around doing stuff in different ways and different manners. They're free. They're able to do it. So I support anybody who's able to do whatever they want, man. It's all good at the end of the day. But with my son, yes, I will allow him to learn from these dating coaches because I want him to learn what not to do. You could always use good. Okay. You could always use information.
Hold on.
You could learn from both.
What? You wouldn't want to teach them yourself? Like you don't have a world of knowledge? You won't let these brothers teach your son? But I heard the flip at the end of that. Like, yo, I would let them understand what these coaches are telling so they know not what to do. Not what to do. Okay.
Yeah, because they're going to learn from me for sure, right?
Okay.
They're going to learn from me for sure. But as Jim Roth say, you got to learn from those who do build out the life the way you want, but also learn from people who have not, because you can learn the lessons and what they have done wrong. Now, they probably won't be saying it, but you could just listen to them and pick up, okay, look, I'm not going to do that also. So you can learn what not to do from mistakes too. And so OPE, I'll learn from other people's experience, the successes and the failures. And so that's how his intention would be when he's listening. That's what my intention is when I listen to some people too. They'll hear me listen and they're like, oh man, you with it. No. I'm listening to you because I'm learning what not to do. I'm learning from your mistakes.
Okay. All right, True, back to you, brother. I'm going to, I know you had a moment to think about what's been said. And go ahead and add yours in now.
I got you. So going back to the poll that you had at the bottom, as far as like, would you let your kids listen to those dating coaches or just dating coaches in general? Honestly, I wouldn't let my kids listen to nobody that don't believe in God. They like this first and foremost, right? So and also about what.
Go ahead.
Yeah, and also, you know, as far as like the dating coaches or whatever, right? I listen to them probably more than you guys do. I don't listen to them like that, you know, but I do listen to them.
Mhm.
And there's certain parts of information that they have that is like viable. You know, like I'll give an example. Like when they say the game isn't about women, the game is about you. That is correct. That is valid. You know, the game, like everything starts with you. The problem with those guys, in my humble opinion, is that they like to frame it like they're not genuine and authentic with their message all the time 24/7 because they have to sell a product and they have to, you know, move the narrative to so it can suit their narrative like most of the time. You know, that's why they nitpick MTR, even though he's not doing anything wrong, even though he's not doing anything wrong, even though he's just going overseas for the convenience and he don't probably even care about getting women like that, they still got to find ways to nitpick at them, you know, so it can, you know, swing back, so it can benefit them pretty much. So that's pretty much what I'm saying. You know, like with those guys, they have good stuff to say. Like I said, it's just that most of the time, you know, especially when it comes to, you know, like trying to get more clientele, it's like they're just gonna lie and manipulate. I'll just be real with it. You know, that's pretty much the situation, at least from my experience listening to those guys. But yeah.
So they're lying? The dating coaches? What are they specific? Because you listen to them enough.
I'll say this. So when I say like they're lying, it's more so disingenuousness, you know, from my opinion. You know, like like receipts, right? Like every dating coach, in my opinion, should show receipts of the women that they get, like 100%. Right. But those guys don't do that. And they come up with reasons why you shouldn't do it. And I think that's disingenuous. Like every dating coach like shows some type of receipt of the women that they like, or I should say of the women that they have, right? And in my opinion, those women that they should show should be conventionally attractive women, you know, because you're a dating coach, you're a notch higher than everybody else. Like you're a master, like you're teaching men how to get women, right? But with those guys, they don't necessarily teach you how to get attractive women. They teach you how to get cooperative women. It's a difference, because when it's like when you are teaching men, you know, how to get cooperative, submissive women, it's like at that point, those women become a puppet on a string, I should say. You know what I mean? Like they're submissive and cooperative and they do everything that you want to do, you know, 100% all the time, you know, and that's what they stand on, you know, like they don't stand on getting like beautiful, attractive women, because the more attractive women, in my opinion, at least in the States, is a little bit harder to get. And they like, if you have to put forth any type of effort, you know, to get the women that you want, then at that point, it's like it's like the game isn't about women at that point. The game is, no, I said that backwards. The game isn't about you at that point. The game is about the woman. So like, I think that's the whole like situation with those dudes. It's like, and the reason why a lot of guys think that they're frauds is because they're not teaching men how to get attractive women. They're teaching men how to get cooperative women, because the game is quote unquote about you, and not about women. But yeah. I mean, that's why Game Changer was going in. Huh?
So, to me, is in your own mind, and I'm asking everybody on the panel, what is your ideal rating of a woman? Are you guys going for straight 10s? Are you guys looking at maybe doing 7 6s or even a 8? What level of woman do you think is the right type of woman that you would want to date?
Well, I would say ideally a woman that's in shape and that's not overweight. You know, like attraction is like subjective in a sense, but it's not totally subjective. But with the dating coaches, they should be getting women, like in my opinion, I'll say this again, they should be getting women that's higher on the scale, you know. So
yeah, but everybody's scale is different. Per like I said on BNT's live just a minute ago, with Locario, I had trapped him on a panel and asked him what his definition of beauty was. And by the time he got done explaining it was one cheeseburger away from fat or obese. That was his standard.
And Ronin, and that's why I told you earlier, they're teaching men how to get cooperative, submissive women. They're not teaching men how to get attractive women. Because look, if you're a guy learning game, then you're probably not in a position to where you can get the women that you want, right? And it could take a long time for you to actually become attractive enough to get the women you want. So as opposed to you getting the woman that you want, like if you're at a low level, right? You know, like learning game, like I said, then like let's just say you look up and get that attractive woman. Then at that point, the game is going to be about her and the game is not going to be about you, because you looked up and got her and you didn't really get her off your own merit. You know, you didn't get her off your own skill. So you might simp and trick on that woman. It's pretty much what I'm saying. So that's why they more so advocate to get the cooperative, submissive women, because those women are more easier. I don't necessarily want to say to control, but
a gaslighting tactic. Let me say this.
You mean women with low self-esteem?
Right. But hold up. That's a gaslighting tactic.
Can I say this?
What is our primary programming? What are we as men supposed to be? Protective provider, right? We go out and get it, make it, and they supposed to what? Replicate it, turn it into a home, do all the things. But our edict is protector provider, correct? That's the main thing we're supposed to be doing. So now, because we're doing our jobs, now the men that are actually doing those jobs and have a woman, whether it's hypergamy or not, when you go to supply the home, you go to do the things you need to do in order to spoil the woman that is loyal to you, now all of a sudden you're a simp or you're a trick. You see how that's gaslighting? You can't do your job that you're supposed to be doing without looking like some weak motherfucker that just came off the block.
Well, yeah, that's their
Ronin.
That's their philosophy. Like anytime you go outside of yourself for a woman, you simping and you just being weak to women as opposed to her serving you. Like if a woman isn't serving you 24/7, 7 days a week, then you a dude and you have no game. You know, but yeah.
But see but listen to what you're saying. Game. It's not supposed to be about game. It's supposed to be about, as he said, helping each other, shared responsibility, cooperation, you and her working together to be able to build a family, to be able to take care of each other and the family and the legacy. That's what the whole thing is about. So when the person is over here saying, I'm for $5,000 or for $300, I'm gonna give you some game. What does that entail? You basically giving me some knowledge, some tricknology, as we would say, on how to manipulate this person to your will. I'm not supposed to be manipulating my partner to my will. She's my partner. So therefore, it's a partnership. It's a cooperation, a corporation. And I'm going to land there.
All right, Gans, go ahead and chime in, brother.
Yeah, Ronin, you got to be careful of the words that you say. Because if you got a smart, modern woman, do you know what you just told her?
What I tell her?
You told her your duty is to be barefoot and pregnant.
And the problem with that is what?
Whoa, you said that, not me.
I did say that with my whole chest. And I'll keep saying it. Because every woman I ever had, guess what? She was barefoot and pregnant in the house, taking care of the home. She wasn't out trying to get it in corporate America or none of that bullshit. I did that. So why, if I am in that mindset of, you need to be in the home, taking care of the home. You need to be raising our children with the ethics and morals that we both believe in. Not somebody else we're paying because you want to go get a 9-to-5 job. We paying $1,500 out of the house for somebody else to instill their morals and ethics. Hell the fuck no.
I hear you.
No, I ain't doing it.
I hear you.
Never did it. Never did it. And my oldest son is 40. Just turned 40, May 30th.
I hear you. So you got no problem with them being barefoot, and in the boudoir. That's an old school saying.
You're supposed to be a submissive woman, and you waiting for a man to be a man, and I'm telling you I'm doing everything as a man, then you need to be a woman and bow down, right? You need to get in line, right? Isn't that what you saying to everybody else? I'll be a feminine woman when I get a masculine man. Okay. Now what?
And then they can't handle a masculine man. They talk about the masculine man, and then they can't handle it. But let me say this. And I was on another panel earlier. Why can't I think of this brother's name? He was talking about this thing, right? And I said on his panel, I wish I can get on there with Steve the Dean Williams. I'd cut him alive. What type of game are you giving?
Yeah,
right.
Slow ass fucking ninja.
Now I'm going by what y'all say because I haven't seen this man's wife. But if you married to a fat white woman, what the hell type of game are you giving me? Not a goddamn thing. And as for Locario, this dude got turned down by a female that I know, certified model. I went to high school with this girl. I think it was on one of his YouTube streams, or maybe it was live or something like that. And he was in Manhattan, and he bumped into her and tried to get her, tried to bag her. Yo, she read him. She was like, "Get the hell away from me." So, and this was a girl that I know, that I grew up with. I went to high school with her, and we actually.
Was she a sister?
Huh?
Was she a sister?
Puerto Rican. She's
right.
Puerto Rican, but she got a lot of black people in her family. Matter of fact,
why Locario
I was so close.
Right there. Locario's good with trying to get on the YT ones, but he ain't good with no Latina or no black woman.
Right. Yeah, so he got shot down by her on, I don't know if it was a live stream or he was taping it. It probably was a live stream, because if you out here trying to push game, you getting shot down out in the street. I don't think that's a good marketing idea to put that out there. So it had to be live.
Misha, hit the link, please. Shout out to Vibing with Misha. But
hey,
yeah,
I did want to add something if I could.
Go ahead.
Yeah, for me, I'm gonna clarify. Other men can do whatever they want, but I'm a dictator. I'm a benevolent dictator at the top of that. And what I would say is, when people say, when they teaching game, most people get it twisted on what people really mean by that. Everybody runs game. There used to be videos of old women teaching other women how to run feminine game. They even told women, hey, don't chastise your husband if he's working hard. Don't yell at him. Don't talk to him like this. Talk to him when he calls you and say, hey, honey, I'm at the bar. Just say, okay, have fun, baby. I sure do miss you, and I can't wait to see you again. She was saying that would be a better way of talking to him, because then the man would think, oh, man, my wife really missed me. Maybe I'll get home at a better time. But if you yell at him and say, hey, why don't you come back home at a better time? That's terrible. That's combative. Let me show you how to be diplomatic. Let me show you how to be a little bit better with your approach, right? And then she said, oh, if you're sad and you want something, just say, throw a little fit. She was showing the girl how to be feminine and childlike. So then the husband would say, calm down, baby. Let me get you what you want. She was putting them on game. How to actually manage a husband. Game goes both ways. And so sometimes those individuals are trying to part you with some information to show you how to navigate human nature. Because even though you could be in a partnership, or you could be in a CEO/CTO or whatever roles you got going on, right? Because everybody creates their own situation, right? This is right for me, might not be right for the next man. It's not one way to skin a cat. I had all different women. I could take a traditional woman, or I could take a modern woman. I just flip it. So I can manage either one. But at the end of the day, every man is different. And then they have different ways to approach it. So when I say game, or when other people say game, it's basically teaching you how to deal with human nature, how to deal with relationships, and how to navigate it. And it's different, many different ways it comes by. and then I'm trying to give y'all guys P. So little game out in here is I always say, I like who likes me. That's game. Other dudes don't know that. So they'll go out here chasing a broad that don't even like them and try to convince them to like them. And then turn around and say, okay, I'm the leader now. Can you follow me? That's insane. You chased her. You knocked down her door. You've been trying to launch a campaign to get her draws. You was trying to actually figure it out with her. How you then going to say, hey, now that you with me, you follow me? She'll be like, no, you was running, knocking down my door. You tried to get me. So that's why I say I always rock with the girls who rock me, because we starting off in a good energy. I like me too. So we got something in common.
Mr. Front, so I want to ask you a question. Right? So, and what you saying, I 100% agree with. You know, like that's the best possible situation for a woman to come at you, you know, for a woman to already be interested in you, like 100%. But how would you, like, what would you tell a guy that is learning game, that have like no real swag about him, no mouthpiece, you know, he's really just not that attractive. He's not really hip the game like that, you know, and he's in a situation where he don't really have women coming at him like that, or the women that do come at him, he's not really attracted to, right? So how would you tell that guy to maneuver in that situation? Like what advice would you give him?
Can I answer that question first?
Okay, go ahead, man. You got it.
Nah, if you was gonna go.
You got it. No. You got it, bro. Let's share it. Go ahead. You got it.
Okay, now it all depends on what age he is. But if he's about 25, I'm gonna tell him, listen, you didn't learn this by the time you know 12 years old, going up into your teenage years. If you didn't have an older uncle or older cousin to teach you this when you was a teenager, and you 25 now, you ain't gonna learn it, because the way that you are now, that's the way you're gonna be for the rest of your life.
Damn, that's brutal.
Damn, James.
That's brutal.
Go ahead, Financial Frontier. I'm not going to trust that right now. Go ahead, Financial Frontier. Give him your answer, and then we're going to be Willow up.
But again, shout out to Goldie Guy Game. But I say this too, and I live this. Yo, mess with the girl that like you. You just said there were some girls that liked him, but he didn't like them, meaning attraction wise. Look,
yeah,
it take 30K. It take 30K to build a bad bitch. So let's stop playing games. Most of these girls ain't even bad. They just got on makeup kits. They just, do some regiments. So it don't take 30K to buy a baddie. But guess what? 30K don't build good character. 30K don't get that girl to really rock with you. Ask men who got money and they throw money at broads and they don't care. They just take the money and play them like little suckers, like little licks, laugh at them, taunt them, air them out on the internet. Put all their business in the street. Put your clothes and your dirty drawers out on the street. So you gotta rock with who rock you. You out here trying to chase a pipe dream. And I'm gonna tell you, at 30K, you could build any girl. Any girl could come back at the end of the day. But actually getting that character, that desire, and that drive, you gotta rock with who rock with you. You can't buy that. Y'all always be on this, money can't buy happiness. Money can't do this. Well, follow that same advice for these broads. Money can't buy a good broad. Money can't buy attraction. Money can't buy that connection that you desire and you want. That's what you really fucking want. But if you out here just trying to clap cheeks, then go on in down to the little strippy joints. Go down to the dang Figaro if you want to. But if you out here really trying to find love, don't lead with that attraction shit. Now you'll say, well, we men, ain't we? Come on, stop the cap. 70% of people in America are fat anyways. So it's not like most people don't shoot for, what's her name? Sweetie Cindy or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? These are just regular people. People date who they around. Go ahead.
Be careful about some of these beautiful women. Because once you have this baby and turn out ugly, you're going to realize that pretty woman that you went after, she got a whole bunch of plastic surgery. So when you say money can't buy nothing, women position themselves with money in order to get themselves access to what? Wealthier men. Because they went and got the BBL, they went and got the breast implants, they went and did the things they needed to do physically to appeal to you and what your desires were. So don't say money can't buy you, because women are spending thousands of dollars to look a certain way to get your ass.
Yeah, and let me clarify. When I say 30K can build a bad girl, I mean money or spending money can make a girl look better. As you said, they spend money on this, they spend money on that. Not you
Yeah,
giving a girl
drop
30
7K
grand so
on
she
the
could be with you.
man. Let me tell you, I've done my simping. I've dropped 7K on a set of boobs. Had fun with them too until it was time for her to go. I didn't care. I had that kind of money.
Oh, I ain't do no shit like that.
All right, but P. Willow, you next. Go ahead, brother. Kick it in.
Yo. Can y'all hear me? Can the panel hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we hear you, man.
What it do, y'all? What's poppin', man? Salute. Hey, Ronin. Hey, man. As soon as you said that you was gonna start a live, I was like, all right, cool. Let me see who's all in here. Let me just kick some game real quick. But listen, so the year is 2021. I did this twice.
Mm-hmm.
I did it as a test experiment. I got a Tinder, the premium account, and I set my passport location to East Africa, to all Africa for the most part, to the Caribbeans, to parts of South America, Brazil. I then hopped on Afro introductions and that thing with Brazil, like, because all of these apps each country has their own fucking app, but it's all introductions, right? And I was like, this is where I knew motherfuckers was fucking up, because I did not allow, if we're going to exchange numbers, me and this woman, I match with a bunch of chicks. If you cannot sit here and have a video call on WhatsApp straight away, you're fake to me. I need to see exactly who you are. See, when guys fuck up, they think just because, it's just the presence or the veneer of the woman's presence, which is why you got some of these Western Union poppies. And you need them because you have to have balance, right? So what happens is this, and I was really trying to get my point across because, like, I'm not up here to start no trouble, but I'm just stating facts and observation. Game changer, if you on this panel or not, say something. If you in the chat, say anything. But, like, dude, you got to chill out with that effeminate emotion behavior. When a man is talking, like, you got to be able to listen. And I don't like that, because me and him had conversations before, and I gave him some game that time because he was doing some felonious shit. We're not going to get into that. I'm not here for that. But if you listening, this message is for you, dog. Now, my thing is this. The point that I was making was that you can, I see things from a different vantage point of every thought. Yes. Is there a difference between the culture and the lifestyle between America and foreign countries? Of course it is. Of course it is, because it's a corporation. We got to make the gratification. Every man's going to have their own experience. Us as men who built our lives up and we learn from our mistakes and we take accountability. You see, this is where guys fuck it up at, because women think that they're in a position of leadership, but they don't realize accountability is literally a form of leadership. You can't be in no goddamn position. I wish I would follow a female leader, whether that's domestic or political. And what happens is that because over 70% of the children that's raised in these single homes in America, both boys and girls, what do you think the outcome is going to be, especially for the boys, especially if they don't have no actual strong masculine leadership in them to help actually raise them to be able to think with to view life and to not put your heart in it. What happens is when they put their heart in it, they lose sight of everything. And when I was listening to that review that MTR had on that young boy when he was dealing with that crazy ass whore, I was like, I couldn't help it. It kept ringing like ding, 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 ding. Oh, you messed up. You did that wrong. You did this wrong. And I'm like, all I can think about was there was no masculine man to be able to give him some game, to be able to tell him what to do and what not to do. And I'm a victim of it too. Yeah, I did have plenty of red flags in my midst of a chick. and I knew I should have bounced. I knew I should have bounced up out of that joint, right? But hey, at least I ain't had kids with the chick. But my thing is, you got to be discernment. As when you listen with certain men, has to be the same discernment, if not greater, when you deal with women.
Oh yeah, because a woman gaslight the hell out of you.
Man, listen, obese facts. We weighing it on the scale. It's coming up. So the fact of the matter is that what happens is we want to talk down on the young bulls and the guys that's not carrying themselves with coof correctly to be able to maneuver the way they do, because I'm not going to get into that, but we have to be the standard. And I know that the outcome and the options is against us, but it takes certain type of men to be able to talk to them, man. You feel me? That's all it takes is a conversation. Because if we're as logical as we say that we is, then you're not gonna feel no type of way when I tell you what it is. And that's all I gotta say.
Let me follow that up with, I didn't just buy a set of boobs like that, okay? First of all, it was a young lady I knew for a while, and we were back and forth in dating and not dating, and she had a man, I was the fun guy. She led me into a job opportunity. In that job opportunity, I dropped high mid six figures, over $350,000 that first year I worked for her. So I wanted to do something nice. So I went ahead, and she had a couple kids. Boobs weren't looking so healthy. So I went ahead and brought her some. But that was well after $350,000 in my bank account to spend $7K in shit. I already had my rate of return. I didn't just frugally just throw $7,000 at a chick. I don't do that either.
Ronin, they gonna clip it up and spin it all kind of ways.
They can spin it however they want. I know what the truth is. Accountability is the first thing I'll say all day, every day. If I did something wrong, you can hold me accountable. But I don't think $7,000 over a rate of return of $300 and some thousand for commission and income is a bad exchange for somebody did you a solid and got you in a position. You know what I mean?
I would have got her 3 boobs.
Hey, if she wanted that third one right there in the middle, guess what? I would have been happy to do.
3K. Now we going total recall, huh? On Mars.
Exactly. Martian chick with 3 boobs. Okay?
Trying to give it that Avatar look, Black Queen. Come on, man.
But here's the thing. This is the biggest thing you guys understand. There's a lot of brothers that never been able to date a beautiful woman in their life, and they go overseas and they go Google Gaga over a Thai woman, a Latin woman, or whatever, because this is the finest thing you ever seen before you left America. So now you're operating in a scarcity mindset. I don't give a fuck what country you go to. Do not leave with your wallet. One, how did you act when you first got exposed to money? You went Google Gaga and you just spent a whole hell of a lot of it, forgetting that you had to work to fucking replace the shit that you made. She's not even thinking about that. So
hey,
be
Ronin.
careful. Yeah.
Can I say something real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
To that. To exactly what you just said about the scarcity.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really think it's the quantity of women that they had. I think it's the quality of the woman that they had. Because a guy can smash 100 women, and he probably never really got no girlfriend experience with a chick really cared about him, catered to him, and like really felt his heart just melt. And if a chick do that, she got him. And if he ain't used to that, hey, pray to God that nothing don't happen to you. You know what I mean? But I look at it like that too, though.
Hey, Ronin, I got a friend that I hang out with. Me and him been friends since high school, right? And this brother, he gets them. And he pledged Kappa. So if you know about those Kappa dudes, anybody that's in the fraternities, all the Kappas, they the pretty boys, right? So when I tell you this brother gets them, he gets some dime pieces. Brother's 57 years old, right? When the women, 57 years old, no kids, single, never been married. Why? Because once the women start talking about settling down, you don't hear from them women no more. Be like, yo, H, what happened? What happened to that chick you brought to the barbecue? She was bad. She was a blah, blah, blah. He was like, oh, she started talking that marriage shit. She had to go. So while a lot of these cats out here is talking about, I'm looking for a wife, these players is running from the marriage scene. Some of them.
Yeah. I mean, I was in that mode a long time ago. I had a list. I had 5 on a list, and they knew what their pecking order was. Yeah, first right of refusal. You say one thing wrong, boom. Next one. I ain't care. I wasn't scared to lose them. And this is the whole point about the scarcity mindset. If you so tied up that you don't think you can get something better, then you need to look within yourself.
You know what's dangerous though?
They're the prize. They're the prize, but they ain't bringing shit to you. You're the prize. You're the one supplying all the fucking necessary resources. She living off of that.
You know what's dangerous though, Ronin? Is the fact that a lot of guys don't believe in themselves.
That's the point. That is the point.
You don't even realize how much of the world that you got in your palms. Like you can rock some shit. You know what I'm saying? And it just hurts my heart. Sometimes guys gotta like experience that heartbreak for real. Like you need a dose of hard reality of what you think women are.
So in essence, really, you don't need a dating coach, really. What you need is a man coach. We need to bring back the rites of passage and, and have classes on manhood. That's really what it's all about. Now, I don't want to hear about all of this dating coaching game and all of that. That's, as I said, that's just fluff. Bring back the as we just said.
The only reason you need a dating coach, the only reason you need a dating coach is the pecking order is out of order. They done forgot who the pecking order is supposed to be and the way the pecking order is. There's been 60 years of programming since social services and everything else has enabled women to walk onto Zaddy's paycheck and not your paycheck. It made it a lot easier for them to want to walk away. You are still the pecking order. You are the priority. You are the stabilizer in the home. And if they don't understand that, that's not the right one for you.
That's real talk.
You are the world that everybody circle. They rotate around you. You don't rotate around her.
Hey, Ronin, let me say this too. The reason why this generation of men needs dating coaches because they wasn't outside. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about these men. Let's say we might as well say 40 and below. I was going to say 35 and below, but we might have to say 40 and below. They just wasn't outside. They don't come from an era where your mother said, "Get the hell out the damn house." Your mother made this generation that came up now. Parents don't want them to go outside. Our parents made us get out the house. I didn't want to be cooped up in the house. So since they weren't outside, they're not used to dealing with women. They're not used to dealing with people in general. They was inside playing video games for hours on end. So that makes you anti-social. Don't know how to deal with people.
Yep.
But if that's true, then the broads are also antisocial. So
they
it's
are.
Just a different.
They are.
Yeah, of course. All right. So it's just a different time, and I think it's completely fine at the end of the day. I think this stuff is overblown. It ain't the end of the world. We live in great times. Stop complaining. I think the problem is whatever women want to do, let them go do it. Some of the times I'll be listening to guys and I'll be like, yo, y'all guys need to, y'all sound like a bunch of sore losers. Like, let them go live their life. I don't understand why you worried about a bitch who don't want to be with you. If you don't want to be with me, that's fine. I got a life, bro. Like, mine's is winning. Mine's is going to win regardless. So whether I got the girl of my dreams and then this and that's not my life. My life is to wake up living, wake up with food, opportunity, and make sure I make shit happen. That's it. That's the foundation of my life. If I get a little cherry on top, which is a girl or somebody who love me and want to rock with me, that's cool. If I don't, I'm still cool at the end of the day. Because they're free. They can do whatever they want to. They can go out here and be single. They can go out here and die with a... I don't care. That's their life. That's their right to live it the way they want to. I'm not going to sit up in the house all mad because shorties don't want to partner with me, don't want to sire my kids. I don't want a shorty to have my kid if she don't even like me anyways. So I'm just saying, a lot of guys, y'all just be focused like that's the only thing that exists in this world. And there's so much more.
But you see how you're saying that. Here's the thing. You see how you're saying that. You're saying that with your whole chest, with all kind of confidence, because you don't have what? A scarcity mindset. That's the way every brother should be talking.
But
just like what Dan's saying, oh, well, you telling every woman she needs to be pregnant. She needs to be pregnant and in the house. You damn straight.
But yo, check out what
man all you want.
Check out what you said though. What he said. He agreed with me, but he said the women also weren't outside neither. Now check this out. Like I was saying, these brothers, they don't know how to deal with people. They don't know how to talk to women, right? But check it. Now you're gonna come across that one brother in his mid-20s, 30s that does know how to talk to women, right? And he's gonna approach a woman his age, right? Outside and face to face. You know what that woman's gonna say? Because she not used to being outside. Oh, how dare you? Do you know he approached me in person? Because she's not used to being outside.
Yeah.
No, she's just gonna say you're a weirdo.
You're a weirdo, right?
You approach her outside. Like, no, she the same antisocial aspect a human as the man. Like that shit is wild. Y'all guys, all right, I want to see y'all old school ninjas go out here and run game on new generation girls. You're gonna look crazy, bro, because that's just not their medium. That's not their conduit to actually have social interaction. So you just look wild. You can't be like, well, and she gonna be like, oh my gosh, I like this so much. No, she gonna be like, oh my gosh, oh shit, so like that's how it is. Just because they were raised on a different medium. I'm not saying it's good or bad. It is what it is. That's what happens. You know, the world develops. So at the end of the day, you just gotta get ready. Go ahead, P.
No, you're absolutely right. You know what? To speak on your point, I observed something a couple of weeks ago. It was my brother, and it was his brother's birthday. His son, which is about 11, and then his brother's son is about 14. We went out to this, it's like a Dave and Buster's type like field or whatever, right? And Javi, the 14-year-old, like he Mexican and Spanish. I'm sorry, Mexican and Puerto Rican. The other son, he, you know what I'm saying, FBA, whatever, right? When I seen them white girls surround him on his birthday, and it was like about 10 of them. They was probably like the age range from like, I don't know, maybe 16, 18, 19, maybe something like that. But they was young as hell. And they approached me, and I looked right at them. I was like, nah, y'all way too young. And I moved over. And I seen them, I grabbed them. I was like, yo, you see these white girls? Go ahead, bro. Man, they circled him around. They was cheering, everything like that. And I'm looking at his face, and he seemed so down. And I'm looking, I'm like, wait a minute. I thought you know what I'm saying? You rock with chicks. You like, I do, but I don't like white girls. I like the black girls. And I'm thinking in my head, like, oh, Lord, you don't even realize what you potentially have to go through, man. And he 12. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, all the fathers around, like we all homies, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, man, when I heard that, I was like, no, more game needs to be given, more reality needs to be given. It's cool, you can like what you like, but I'm just saying that you just need to be given some instructions.
So, I want to chime in right quick before I head out.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So now I don't think, and I want to talk about like men needing dating coaches. I want to talk about game a little bit. So men don't need dating coaches. Like men more so want a dating coach to help them. Like you can do it on your own, but you going after a dating coach is just more convenient, and you think you're gonna get the desired result a whole lot quicker, right? But I do think dating coaches are like relevant because it's just of my own personal experience, right? I helped one of my homies get a girlfriend. He got a girlfriend right now. It's a Indian homie that I know. He was a co-worker of mine. Like we don't work together no more. But he had moved to the States, right? Well, he's not Indian, he's Persian. I apologize. He moved from where he was to here, right? And he had went a whole year without getting anything. And he talked to me about it. And then I went out with him about 3 or 4 times. And then like the 4th time we went out, he finally got a girlfriend, right? Actually, it's a girlfriend that's up. You know what? I'm not even getting into that. It's the chick that's on my channel that I showed. But he ended up getting that girl because I helped him, right? But it was more so in person, but I still did what I needed to do to help him get what he wanted, you know, based off like my leadership, right? Like based off me trying to help him get his desired result. And I think that is like a viable thing, you know, for like for a dating coach to do, you know, to help men. I think the problem is with me, it wasn't about money. It was about giving him genuine advice and giving him practical steps that he could follow and all this stuff, and me putting him in front of women. Because the whole time that he was in the States, or not in the States, but the whole time that, you know, he was in the States, he wasn't doing nothing. He literally was at the house after work every day, just playing the game and just, you know, doing the things that he do after he get off work, right? But it took me to get him out of his comfort zone in order for me to help him get what he wanted out the game, which was a girlfriend, right? So that's pretty much what I'm saying. Like with the dating coaches, it's more so, you know, prices, you know, it's like I can do this for you if you pay me a certain amount of money or whatever. So it's a level of disingenuousness attached to it, right? Because it's not necessarily an absolute thing or like a guaranteed result, you know. But with me, I was more genuine, authentic in my thing. But that's pretty much the situation. Like a dating coach is needed if it's more so genuine and authentic. If he's genuine and authentic in his approach, and it's not necessarily about the money. You know what I mean? And it's even more so if he's in person too, because he can literally show him what he's doing right and what he's doing wrong, and he can critique him along the way. So that's what I want to say about, you know, dating coaches and if they're needed or whatever. Now I want to talk about game, right? And I think all of you guys would agree with me if I was to tell you that game is needed, but game isn't everything. And the reason why I say game isn't everything, because game requires effort, you know, and game requires strategy. I think his name is the guy on the bottom right, Frontier, right? Yeah, you said that you only deal with women that genuinely like you, right?
Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah.
Okay, so you said you literally only deal with women that like you. That means that you're not really using no strategy or no game. Because if a woman is doing everything in her power to get at you to try to get like your attention and your validation, all these things, then that means game isn't even needed in that situation. You know, so that's pretty much like what game is. Like game, like we need game, we use game every day. Yeah, go ahead, you got it.
I didn't know if I could say something. Yeah. No, because
Go ahead.
game is still required. Just because the shorty don't like me or already like me or interested don't mean I ain't got to do nothing. I just got to sit up on top of the hill and be King Tut. And that is the game. She enters into my frame. That is the game, period. So at the end of the day, you saying, hey, let me run game. And then now you
No, that's not what I'm
entering
saying.
the females. What you saying then?
Well, okay, this is what I'm saying.
If she
right?
likes me,
If I'm
and then we get it in a relationship or any type of construct, I still have to do things within that construct. That's just how it starts off at rip. I don't start off chasing a broad. That's not called the game. That's her game. She running game. When she
exactly.
Say, hey, you deal with me, you chase me. That's her game. I reject those deals. And I focus on the deals where the shorty's like, hey, I'm interested in you. I'm choosing on you. And then I got to still do something after that. I still got to execute. I still got to communicate with her. I still got to razzle-dazzle her. I still got to have seduction. These are all part of it. I can't, when I'm laying D, I got to lay the D good. I got to deliver. I still got to be a well-rounded individual. I still got to be handsome. I still got to have a haircut. I still got to get my beard shape up. I still got to be fly. There's things I still need to do. That's all game.
Okay, so we talking about two different things. So, I misconstrued what you meant at the very beginning. That's why I'm glad you corrected me on that. But this is what I'm saying right now. What I'm saying is, as far as like guys not needing game, everything that you said, like you're not like really implementing any of that, but you're still getting the women that you want, I should say. That's pretty much what I'm saying. Like, for example, let's just say I'm sitting at the bar, right? Women isn't even on my mind. I'm sitting at the bar, sipping up tequila, watching the game, right? But a woman that I would be attracted to is approaching me and asking me, "You attractive?" You know, I haven't really come across that many attractive guys in this bar in a long time. You know, I'm a woman, I'm new to this city, and I really find you attractive. Honestly, I done had a couple of drinks and I'm horny to fuck, and you the first guy, you know, that piqued my curiosity and that piqued my interest, right? What I'm saying is she's using her game to try to get you pretty much, you know, like you're not necessarily doing anything. Like the reason why I'm saying this is because I've had that happen to me. I've had this situation happen to me to where I'm literally not doing anything. The woman is literally running her game to get at me, you know? So that's pretty much what I mean. It's like, what you're saying is that she's showing you like a signal of attraction and you acting on that signal. What I'm saying is that she's not necessarily.
I'm not acting on it. Sometimes I am, sometimes I'm not. But what you
okay?
Again, you could think whatever you want about game. It doesn't matter to me. So it's no reason like it's no reason to go back and forth. You believe what you believe. I know what I know, and I believe what I believe, and then that's the end of the story. But what I'm just saying is, all of this is game. Like even when you said, hey, I'm at the bar and then I'm not even worried about a chick. Boom, that's game. Other guys, I went to the bar solely to get a chick. Bitches can feel that on your energy. You dripping thirsty. You all up in the joints and you, oh man, what girl can I talk to next? Nobody likes that, bruv. Or let me say a little bit amount of girls like that type of energy. And they see you as a lick. So there's some guys that don't even know that. They like, damn, really? Oh, shit. Is it really on me that bad? Yeah, the stink is on you, bro. Everybody can see you thirsty in the goddamn bar. Well, I came here to specifically talk to girls. Well, that's your fucking problem. That's all me giving them game.
I disagree with that a little bit.
Darnell, you can't say nothing, bro.
Darnell,
turn on your camera.
Unless
turn on your camera.
Darnell,
we live different lives. Don't say nothing.
Shut up with that crap.
Hey, Darnell.
I don't care. That's not crap.
Shut up.
That's real life,
crap.
Darnell.
It is crap.
Hey, Darnell.
That's not crap.
You're ruining the topic. You're ruining the topic as
Darnell,
we speak.
before you talk.
We were building as brothers before you came in.
Darnell.
Finish, please.
I didn't bring you up to argue. Hold up. I didn't bring you up to argue. Let me introduce you first before you even start talking. But gangster,
hey,
lifestyle,
Ronin.
Yeah.
Like, let me make my exit right quick. You know, I appreciate you, Ronin. I appreciate you letting me up. I bid you guys adieu. Yep. Nice conversation.
Hey,
Peace out.
Before you go, I wanted to ask you a quick question.
What you want to ask me, man? You got to make it quick, though.
When she threw the box at you, did you catch it or did you deflect it?
Man, I low key don't like want to like tell the story. You know what? I'll say this. She took it, bro. She took it.
Because I was gonna tell you because I was gonna tell you
she took it.
If she threw that box at you and you deflected it, she wasn't gonna throw it again. And the next time you come at her with it, she gonna block you. She's gonna deflect you. I'm just saying that's the way it goes. So when the women throw it at you, you gotta catch it the first time.
No, you ain't gotta catch
I
that
mean,
shit. You
I
don't
mean,
think it
unless you really not,
like
unless
catching
you
it.
really not interested in her. If you really not interested in her, then that's different.
Let me say this. I'm gonna have to throw back at you a little bit, Gans. If you take it too fast, you look thirsty. You make her work for it just like she will make you work for it.
Yeah, what the fuck? Tell that bro,
Nah.
like, man, you ain't about to take shit.
Nah,
I'm
nah,
the king.
You might go,
Yeah.
hey, I told you I wasn't. You won't come over here and show me how interested you are before I sit there and waste my
Ronin,
time.
every dude do that. Y'all doing everything. Y'all got to take it. Nah, let that hoe sit there and be like, damn, that motherfucker didn't take the
Let that
coochie.
shit
What's going
marinate.
on?
It'll roll
What
a lot
is
better.
going on?
Listen, sometimes that route works. Sometimes it don't.
Hey,
I'm
guess
just
what?
saying.
The route of me
and if
always
it
living
don't
my
work,
life, that always works. That's the underlying
Listen.
fundamental. My life works.
You don't,
Right,
Goddamn,
and see-
if it don't work, it don't work. I don't care. That's the point. I don't care whether it did or didn't work. If it didn't work for you, then okay, fine. It's never going to happen between me and you. There's others that does work for, and I'm fine with those too.
And they my type of girl. That's the shorty for me.
Or say this, it wasn't meant to be. Because I've been in a situation. I've been in a situation like that.
The ones I want.
I've been in a situation like that, and I turned
Here's
it
the
down.
thing: you didn't have to take it; you chose to take it. The whole thing is,
No, I turned it down.
You choose. It's not the
turned
other
it
way
down.
around. So you turned it down. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But you had first right of refusal. You chose to turn it down, even though she was willing to give it. Right?
Yeah.
Did we lose Gans? Right.
I'm here. I'm here.
No, he said yeah.
Point. The point is you had the option. You didn't leave it in her department. You didn't leave it in her department to make the choice. You had the choice because she wanted that much more from you.
But Ronin, let me say this.
If most guys are wanting it so much from her, you put her in a power position.
Yeah. But Ronin, let me say this.
Ding, 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 ding.
The brother
there you
whose
go,
panel,
Ronin.
the brother whose panel I was on earlier was Platinum Elite. Darnell, you heard the name I said?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I heard the name.
Platinum Elite. You want to know the last time I was on Platinum Elite's channel, Darnell?
When I got a haircut.
Exactly. And even Platinum Elite, he was like, Gans. He was like, Big Gans, it's been a while since you've been up here. What's it been, 3 years? The last time you was on here was when Darnell got his hair cut.
The irony.
And I bring that up because why? Because the brother that's over me said, Darnell, cam up.
Oh, we all know. And he knows. We hold him accountable for being in this room. Don't talk too loud when you can't be accountable for doing the things you say you were going to do.
I do a lot of things. Unfortunately, I don't know if I can even get a haircut. I can barely take a shower anymore. You guys see me in a damn neck brace. Yeah. My head feels like it's about to fall off my body.
I just heard 4 excuses.
Four excuses, you say? 4 excuses.
Yes.
I didn't hear
I can't
4,
take a shower because I got a neck brace on. The neck brace comes off. It's not mechanically attached to your fucking neck. You can unzip that bitch.
It comes off.
Yes,
I can. But here's the problem.
That's an excuse, is it not? Is that an excuse?
No.
Is that an excuse?
Not.
That's not an excuse.
No. I took a shower this morning, and my head feels like it's about to fall off my fucking body.
Oh, Lord.
Why? Because you could barely walk.
I need a neck brace. Excuse me. I need I gotta walk with a damn lumbar brace.
Are you not on medication?
They haven't given me any medication for this. No, and I need surgery bad.
Oh,
so I don't want to hear shit about excuses.
Because I was gonna say you
I
could get.
don't know why. Because they sending me drugs and I'm in the fucking Philippines. What the fuck? What do you mean they don't give you drugs?
Drugs
I have to
is not
avoid
going to
not taking
cure.
drugs.
Drugs is
Yeah,
not
you
going
know
to
what?
cure
That's
my
why
ailment.
they have a whole department called pain management. Because there's certain things you're going to have to deal with the rest of your life they can't motherfucking fix. So then they start teaching you how to fucking manage the fucking pain they can't fucking fix.
They can't.
So guess
fix
what?
it.
You're
I
a
need
man.
the
You're going to have
surgery.
to suck that shit up.
So Darnell, you
need the
can't even sit in the bathtub.
I probably could get one of those shower chairs. Probably could.
I got to pull this up because that's my
Exactly.
brother. My brother said this. You sit in the chair to get a haircut. You don't need to walk.
I have to move. I have to take the
Oh,
neck
my
brace
God.
off so they can cut my
Like I said,
hair.
excuses.
I have to take the
You'll
neck
never
brace
get over
off.
them.
I have to take the neck brace off to cut my hair, and certain head movements, I pinch my spinal cord.
Okay, Darnell. So that's the excuse now. What was the excuse 3 years ago on Platinum Elite's channel? You didn't have a neck brace on then, and your head was raggedy.
And you saw me get a haircut that day.
Yeah, but your haircut that day, and then a month later, you was looking the same way you did before you got that haircut.
That was probably the same day that me, Fearless, and Frontier Financial at the time was O2O that witnessed him being on our panel. He went around on all the panels that he surfs on and showed a fresh haircut 2-3 years ago. Everybody seen the same fresh haircut 2-3 years ago, and that's the last time he had his haircut.
Nah, I had several haircuts actually. But the thing is, I said I can't move my head. Like when you guys start pinching your damn spinal cords, I want to see how it feels for you guys.
Hold up. Pinching spinal cords. Darnell, I got 4 herniated discs in my back. L4,
Yep.
L5,
L5.
S1.
Yep. I got the same ones. And I got a torn MCL for the last 2 years. Torn MCL, bad back, all kind of nerve-ending fucking problems. But I'm not sitting there making excuses.
Talk to me when it's C4 through C6, and it feels like you're about to have a fucking stroke.
Hold up, Darnell. And I got two tears in my left rotator cuff. I can only sleep on my right side. I can't sleep on my left side.
But you can sleep with whores.
I don't sleep with them.
Wow.
Right.
Wow.
Hey, Darnell, at least when I do, I sleep with them. I don't chase them and send them money for a child that's not mine down in Brazil.
Oh, wow.
I'm not chasing anyone.
All right. So, Darnell, what do you have on the topic that we've been talking about? I don't want to make this about you again. What do you have on the topic of would you trust your child or your sons? Because the reason I'm saying it that way is Alpha Male Strategies in his rebuttal to MTR outright said his bracket of the people he deal with that he actually caters to are 16 to 24-year-old men. 16 to 24-year-old are listening to that stupid motherfucker talk about dating.
As far as I'm concerned, the answer is no. I wouldn't trust these so-called dating coaches, alpha males, whatever you want to call them. I wouldn't trust them, to give, my son any dating advice. There was full disclosure. There was a time when I was a Fresh and Fit fanboy that, I would have trusted Fresh and Fit to give my son dating advice until the truth came out. But basically, these guys are all frauds. Each and every one of them, they're all frauds. I mean, Fresh and Fit has been proven to be a fraud, especially Fresh. I mean, that guy. I mean, Lord, we don't even need to go there. you know. But even
Well, I
Andrew
remember
Tate,
you used to tout Fresh and Fish too. That was some of the guys you used to follow on a regular basis, right?
yeah, I just got done saying that I was a Fresh and Fit fanboy. I just got done saying that. You know, like I said, I believe there's a lot of good things I thought that they said, and unfortunately, like I said, they're basically frauds. You know.
Wait,
you
hold on. But wait, let me ask you something. The stuff that they said, was it valid or not valid?
It depends on the stuff that they said. Some
Yeah,
of it
so
was
the
valid,
stuff that you
others,
subscribed, right? So some of the stuff that you subscribed to, is it still valid?
some of it is, yes.
Okay. So this is your life, so you can choose to be like, oh, he's a fraud. Me, I really don't care about none of that shit. Is the information valid or not? That's how I determine a bunch of stuff. But that's just me. I don't really. The
problem is,
the messenger is like, okay, whatever. If the information is valid, it's valid.
Sometimes it's, again, you know, it's one of those things is that if you give out, let's say 10, 20% of what you say is valid, okay? You know, the sky is blue. That's a valid statement, okay? But if the other 80, 90% is bullshit and you're just trying to scam people, then no. I mean, you're basically a wolf in
Take the
sheep's
20.
clothing.
It doesn't matter what you are. I don't care about that. Everybody's a hypocrite. Everybody, yeah, that's cool. That's you. Look at your life. Now, I
My
take the
life's not that
20%. It's pretty bad. You were just saying it was bad. So anyway,
when did I say it was bad?
you weren't just crying about you couldn't get a haircut, try being LC876G13 classified. You were saying all that just a second ago.
I don't recall saying G.
Dudes were trying to tell you to get your hair cut. You was like, no, try having this and this and that and this and that, and I can't do this. So it sounded pretty terrible to me.
Move my fucking head. Okay.
It sounds exactly. It sounds pretty terrible.
Sometimes life hands you lemons. I can't move my fucking head. Okay. There's a
and before you could move your head, you still wasn't getting your hair cut. Here you go. Cry baby. Cry baby. Cry baby.
Go ahead.
Continue to cry.
That's good. Make fun of
Continue
a
to
guy
cry.
that could
Yes,
be
I will.
dealing with paralysis.
Yep, I will. Yep.
Okay.
Darnell, knock it off.
You wait, no, stop.
You
You think the virtual situation?
Laughing at that shit.
Do it. That's
Yes.
life. I don't give a damn.
Yes. Good.
I don't give a
Remember
damn.
those fucking
What you're not
words.
going to do is you're not going to virtue signal this situation. We out here trying to tell you to get your hair cut. We out here trying to empower you. And the moment we do that, you try to turn it into a situation where it's like, I'm the biggest victim. You're acting like a broad. You're turning yourself into a victim and then telling the people who really love you, who really spending their time, energy, and attention, trying to help you, trying to empower you, and you're telling them, hey, they're picking on me. Look at me. I'm here. I'm weak. I'm in a situation. They're making fun of me. I can go paralyzed. You think we want you to be paralyzed? But hey, you want to take it there?
Sounds
I'll
like
double
the way.
down on it. I'll double down on
ahead.
it. Of course it doesn't. Because anytime somebody holds somebody accountable, now they look like a big villain. Now it looks like you don't want me to succeed. You don't want to help me. But we up here taking an hour in the show to talk to you as a brother.
I don't feel that
Repeat
way.
it.
But I guess since you are matriarch centered, you want us to love you and kiss you and say you right, don't matter what you do.
No, I just
Darnell,
don't believe
I
in
think you
making
need
fun
to
of
go back
people
on
with
every
disabilities.
I
Darnell,
do.
for a second. Wait a minute for a second. Darnell,
Okay,
you need
well
to
then
retake
I'll start
every
laughing
panel.
when you get
No,
AIDS.
listen.
How about that?
Wait,
Listen.
hold on. Wait, hold on. Let me see something. If you don't believe
right.
in making fun of people, right? Watch this. This is how your character is so weak. If you don't believe
ahead.
in making fun of people when they have an illness or something like that, right? Then you say, well, if you get AIDS, I'm going to make fun of you. You just said you don't do that. So why would you do it? Because I do it.
If you really think I would do that, I really
You
would.
said it. You said it. I don't think nothing. You said it. You said you're going to laugh at me if I got AIDS. You said that.
Well, but apparently, you know, you said, yeah, I'm gonna.
So hold on. Because I
you
said
get
this. You said that. then.
paralysis. I mean, come on.
Wait, hold
I'm
on,
just
John,
trying
now,
to prove
because
an
I
example.
said that, you said that too.
I'm
Have a
just pushing it.
character,
I'm just
have a
making- I'm
backbone.
making-
If you
I
said you
have a
don't do that
backbone.
type of stuff, don't do it.
I don't.
Bro, go about your life. God bless you.
So
You got it.
Darnell, let me say this
You
real
too.
quick. Every opportunity we brought you up on panels, you have flipped the conversation to about you. And
No,
so
I
when you
haven't.
say
You guys do that.
hold up,
As soon as
No,
I got
let me
on this
finish.
panel,
Let me
020
finish.
said, "Cam
Let
up
me
and get
finish.
your hair
Let
cut."
me finish. Let me finish. Because again, do we not hold you accountable, Darnell? On and off this fucking panel. We talked several times in the background. We told you we were going to hold you accountable. Now, if we don't, then we're fucking lying to you. And we're disingenuous, correct?
Holding
We've
me
been going through this
accountable
for 3.5,
on what?
4 years.
At what point?
We've been going through this for 3.5, 4 years now, Darnell. On
Yes,
and off.
I've gotten haircuts on and off during those 3 and 4 years. Unfortunately, now
Okay.
when I take this damn neck brace off, it's hard for me to take a
Okay,
shower.
so
I have
the
to
reason I got you to
physically
say
get
that
out
is
of
when
the
you say
shower
that we don't take
and
out of
take a
our
break.
time. Hold up. The reason I got you to say that is when you say we don't take out of our time and we're disingenuous in the fact that we care, then you just called us liars.
Well, again, when a man's
Because we
making
do.
fun of my neck
That's
and
called
my
holding
back
you
and my
accountable.
spine,
No.
hold me
When
accountable?
we hold you
I mean-
accountable, we don't pussyfoot around about holding you accountable. Are you not a man? Are you a fucking emotional and fucking woman? Or you a goddamn man? Now,
You know-
I'm sorry if you feel like you got your feelings hurt while somebody's trying to straighten you up. Because some
That's
dudes need to be yelled at a little bit. So when
I
you were in boot
agree
camp and your
with-
DI was yelling at you, were you one of those guys that pulled out a stress chit?
didn't have
So
one
a
of
DI
those.
can tell you, and he don't know shit about you, but somebody that knows shit about you and tries to hold you accountable, all of a sudden it's a problem for them to do it.
I believe it is a problem when somebody's facing, a life-threatening illness. Yes.
Oh my God!
Hey,
you're a
Darnell,
bad
Darnell, let me
On
Darnell,
someone's
let me
wound.
let me ask you a quick
Go ahead.
question, and then I'm gonna bounce down after you answer this
Yeah.
question. Did you have uncles or an older brother or older cousins when you was coming up?
Absolutely.
And so, what did they teach you?
Depends on the uncle and the older cousin, and I'm the oldest brother, so I can't say
Were they
I
nice
had
and
an
sweet
older
about
brother.
talking to you? Were they nice and sweet about talking to you, or did they kind of push you a little bit to do the right things all
Did
the
they
time?
make you grab your nuts?
Basically.
Yeah, some of them
There's
did.
your answer. There's your answer. There's your answer.
Some of them did. Others, I had one uncle that was the family drunk that used to. He was the kind of guy that would rob your ass. He liked to get in and rob you.
But he had some life experience for your ass to tell you the truth about certain things and perceptions, right? We know alcoholism is derivative of what? Trauma. Something might have happened in his life is why he got into alcohol and he got a dependency problem, right? Didn't you say you have the same thing? Sometimes that runs genetically in your family.
Yes, alcoholism can run.
So to use
genetically,
that as a
but in his-
distraction, wait. To use that excuse as a distraction is you deflecting from the truth of the matter that, yeah, you had people that were aunts, uncles, or whatever tried to straighten you out and they didn't give it to you nice and fucking sweet.
The only people that I can say that did that was my grandfather and my great uncle, his brother. They were the only two.
Oh well. Hey Ronin, I gotta drop down.
Yeah.
I gotta
How
go.
did that work out for you? Right. Are you still following their advice?
I didn't follow it to a T. I wish I did. But
So when they were nice and sweet to you, you didn't hold them. It wasn't as much value to it. because maybe they gave
my
it to you a little.
my grandfather was never nice and sweet. He always gave me the cold hard reality, the cold hard truth.
Oh, so another man holding another man accountable in that tone all of a sudden is a fucking problem, right?
No, my grandfather was not a problem. My grandfather.
Okay, so anybody
was a
else
good
giving
man.
you competent advice, he's not lying to you. He's telling you the truth. He's giving you competent advice, man to man, right? But now you're offended because now you want to use the excuse you potentially die. We could potentially not fucking wake up tomorrow. What's that got to do with the fucking price of beans?
The point.
Are you doing the same thing? Are you
is
doing
that
the things? Are you doing the things we asked you to do and that you asked us to hold you accountable for?
I didn't ask
You're
anyone.
gonna go back on my word. Listen,
damn
the one thing
haircut.
you're not gonna get me to do is to go back on my word. If I told you I'm gonna hold you accountable for something and I asked you to hold me accountable for it, when I hear you coming at me about something I asked you to do, guess what? The one thing I'm not gonna do is complain because I asked you to do it. Now, if you're telling us not to hold you accountable, then say that fucking out loud and we'll shut the fuck up.
Hold me accountable for what?
Grooming standards. Stop acting like you're the fucking woe with me child and do something with your fucking life.
Well, I'm doing a lot with my life. I traded assets.
How are your grooming standards there, Darnell? Darnell, how's your grooming standards? You want to turn your camera on?
I told you guys I can't take this fucking neck brace off.
So you need a neck brace off so you can turn on the camera.
No, I need the neck brace off to get a fucking haircut. I mean, how is a barber going to fucking cut my hair?
Again, these are the excuses we get every week. There's always a reason why you can't do something. And we're trying to tell you as men, you got to figure out a way to get it fucking done. Don't nobody want to hear that from another man. I can't do this. I can't.
They have to put a spacer in my neck. As soon as they do that, yeah, I can move my head. I can take the brace off.
I think everybody knows. About 3 years ago, I pulled an MCL. I tore my MCL while I was on ship. Remember? I went on that cruise. Tore my MCL. Do you think if I was going to wait around for the VA to fix my MCL, I'd be in fucking Philippines right now? I still have a torn MCL. They never fixed it. But I didn't let that stop me from fucking living my life. I didn't let that stop me from fucking grooming myself. I figured out a fucking way.
I'm living my life.
No, not proudly, because you're complaining every time you come on a panel about how bad off you are. And at a point, we got to call bullshit.
No,
you absolutely do.
No, I do not.
Time.
As soon as I opened my damn mouth, 020 started to lean in and attack. As soon as I opened my mouth, I didn't even say nothing negative. Nothing. We can play the tape back. You guys can spin this however you want, but you play the tape back.
About that.
I don't care about that. You don't care about the truth.
If another brother is holding you accountable and he sees
That's not
you
holding somebody accountable.
Oh, really? Telling you to
holding
turn your camera on
accountable is when they're fucking up. That's holding somebody accountable.
Fucking up. You are fucking up. Why don't you see that?
Because I don't get a haircut, I'm fucking
and
up.
Again, we done made the last 30 minutes about Darnell. And this is the one thing about, we love you like a brother, but you're one of those brothers that always come up on the panel and flips the conversation to you.
I didn't flip anything. You. Again, play the tape back. I didn't flip anything.
I don't need to play anything back. I have good recall.
Well, apparently you don't, because, that's not the case of what happened.
Are you not talking about yourself right now? Has that not been going on for the last 30 minutes?
That's because you guys started laying into my ass. That's
about.
I never turned it into me. You guys did, not me. I just, like I said, I'm just the fall guy.
Oh, so wait. We're supposed to pick and choose when we hold you accountable, right? Oh, this is not a good time. Don't hold me accountable right now. Hold me accountable next week.
Now you're changing the verbiage.
No. Here's the point I'm trying to make. If you know you're not in the point of being held accountable, don't pop up on a panel. Because we're not going to shut up until you do the things you promised us as a man that you weren't going to do. And if you find an excuse not to do it, like the brother said here, blue socks, If it's important enough to you, you'll find a way to get it fucking done.
Well, hopefully Blue Sox doesn't pinch his spinal cord and get paralysis.
Man, that's an excuse. You don't think people that are handicapped have ways of getting things done and cleaning their bodies and even taking a shave and getting a fucking haircut? You don't think there's nurses out there that know how to do that for you?
I'm sure they do. Unfortunately, I'm not in a hospital, so I don't have a nurse, here at my home.
What we're not going to do in this room, and we never done it, Lions Den, whether it be Hit and Run, whether it be my panel. What we're not going to do is continue to play violins for motherfuckers when they know they can get around things and do things in order to get things done, if you really want them to.
I get a lot of things
like I said, I don't have a problem with you, Darnell. You got to go, brother, until you can get your life straight. Bye. So anyway, back to the actual real conversation with these dating coaches. And that's one thing I'm not going to do. I'm not going to continue to entertain is brothers that want to be held accountable, but when you try to do it, I don't want to talk till I'm blue in the face. I'd rather you listen and take the things you want to learn and move on about your business. But don't tell me to hold you accountable for something and then don't follow through and come up with every excuse in the world where you can't. When I have an option every day to pop every one of those fucking pills I get from the VA or not. And I try to avoid it like the plague. Unless I have to. So I'm just telling you, Darnell, you need to go work on yourself, brother. I appreciate you joining, but don't unless you're ready to come up on camera every time and get that fucking tongue lashing about what you ain't doing. I'm not bringing you up on another panel that I'm running. That's up to y'all what y'all gonna do. But now, can we get back in the conversation or not? Black Cleaner, I know you've been waiting a while. And P. Willow. Sorry about that.
Yeah, it kind of look like Pillow. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so easy to do a quick look at that name and say Pillow instead of P. Willow.
I'm in the wrong room because
are you?
Yeah, I'm anti all the whole dating coaches, all of that stuff. Because the reason it is for me is because, I grew up around a lot of able-bodied working men in my family. My mother was a single mother, but we had an extended family. So my aunt and uncle, They lived upstairs. They was happily married. I lived around my father. I would go to my father's house on the weekends. My brother, all of them are 10 years older than me, 16 years older than me. So I was able to see men doing what they do. And then also I was able to see married men having families and seeing what that looked like. My father was married to his wife. My uncle and my aunt were married. I even had Aunt B and Uncle Sam. They were married, and when one died, the other one died like 2 days later. So that's when I'm looking at those types of examples, that's what I'm trying to emulate. That's what I'm chasing out here. So when I be hearing, when I get on a lot of these panels and everybody's talking, this manosphere or red pill talking points, it's like, what's going on here? Is this where the world is going to? We're not believing in love. We're not believing, all we're believing in is, game and manipulation and all of those things. I don't understand it. So that's why sometimes, a lot of times when I get into these rooms and nobody's talking those same sentiments that I grew up seeing, I just tune out, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I'm not part of the He-Man Woman Hater Club because I just don't hang around those type of women. So, the ones I'm around, the environment I'm in, the women I'm around, it's a different thing. I just don't vibe with chaos. So I don't go in those environments where there is chaotic actions and treatment. I mean, I was in the whole Marine Corps. Brothers would be going to the club. I'm the one dude sitting at the bar, barely having a drink, watching all my other brothers party and snatching them out of potential fights. Never been that guy.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So that's why I say sometimes I don't understand half the conversations that are being had because I don't have those same experiences.
I think for me, I understand it all. And I ain't got nothing to say. Because at the end of the day, I grew up like this, so the whole galaxy has to be like that too. I don't subscribe to that. There's many different types of relationships. Many people got dramas going on. And it is just what it is. And so once I go out in the world and realize what it is, then I just understand it. Because the key word to what people were saying is, I don't understand that. Exactly. But it happens. And it's humans. Right. Yeah. So if I'm an intelligent, logical man, then I need to intellectually understand that there's other ways of life. People go about this thing differently, right? And it is what it is. I'm not saying my way is right. When I grew up, I saw this, and this is the only way to live. This is the most righteous way. Again, I always say as men, we continue to have this goddamn friendly fire with each other, where everybody's trying to promote my shit is the way to live. And if you ain't living it, then you ignorant and you backwards and you going down in the haywire. It's just people, some guys like to be led by their women. That's the reality of life. Everybody don't want to lead their women and be the leader. Some people want partnerships. That's cool too. Some people want to be in charge. That's cool too. Just find the person who agrees with the deal that you want. End of story. Now the date market, there's going to be 10%, 20% of what these guys said was true. And then you pull up their character and they're this way. That's just life, bro. Bill O'Reilly is not, he's going to have his drama, even though he was on there preaching different things. Everybody has that. They're just not a public figure, so nobody knows about it. But at the end of the day, did some of the things they say hit home or are valid? And it's the way I see things also, and I could use it. Like, hey, go get my money up. Hey, go hit the gym. If you could take anything from Fresh and Fit, you took that. So run with that. You ain't got to call them bitches, hoes, dumbass, man. They this and that. And it was funny because Darnell said they this, but then he that. So it's just like, chill. Okay, they said go to the gym and get your money. You should just do that. That's good for you. Take that away, leave everything else. You get what I'm saying? I got to have 50 bodies with 50 women to understand them. You could put that back on the table. They could keep that, right? And then you take the other parts and say, hey, I think these parts were valid about house hacking and renting property. I took that from it. And then that's it, and I thank them for that, adding that component to my life. But that doesn't mean I agree with everything they say, right? So I just took what I agreed with and I could utilize that, right? They never was going to get me to be a man who was like, yeah, F women, I'm mad too, because I'm not that type of person. But the moment they said about real estate, right, I was like, oh, okay, I could dig that. And then I just took that and ran with it. Those people who see that and was like, yeah, tell that girl about herself, yell at her, yeah, kick her ass out. They wanted to see that. They were going to be on Jerry Springer, Ronin. You get me, Black Cleaner? There was Jerry Springer too, right? People, boo, boo. That's the type of people they are, right? So at the end of the day, I think that is a good lesson from it. Take the small parts. A smart man could take a small message from somebody, even if they're flawed, and focus on the message. The person who can't really interpret it, they put it all together. You gave me a message and you bad, so therefore the whole thing I'm throwing out. No, extract the good information, leave the rest. And I say that would be a good approach to the marketplace across the board.
Absolutely. I agree with that.
I definitely agree with that. And at the same time, I also see examples because a lot of people will say, hey, nobody wants to be like you. And I definitely agree with that because there's been people who have been in my life. I got family members who were in the pimp game and I seen how their life ended up, where they was broke and by themselves and they done burnt, too many, bridges because of their mindset. But then I also seen the simp game where, I had a couple of people who were simps and the same thing happened to them. They were broke and alone because they done let some women run them ragged and drain all of their resources. And they ended up having nothing to show for it in the end. So yeah, you definitely see the examples of what happens when you're an extreme on this way and you're an extreme on that way. Both of them end up broken alone, and sometimes they'll even be rich, but still be alone. So, in essence, as you said, I take the piece from the game from the pimp guy. If it doesn't fit, I said this on one by somebody's live. Fillmore Slim said it. If it don't fit, don't force it. I learned that from Fillmore Slim. I take that, bring it with me. You know what I'm saying? The other guy saying, hey, respect all women, the simp guy. I do that too because I see the results that he got when he was respecting them. They respect you back. But I don't take it all, just like 020 said. and I get the results that I'm getting based on all of that. So yeah, I get what y'all are saying.
Right. Real quick, let me get this first super chat of the day. Appreciate you, brother. From Jay Carson, 1999. He says, evening, bro, paying my dues. I much appreciate it, bro. I don't ask a lot of anybody, but I definitely appreciate the people that recognize and help out where they can. And that does help me further the channel and content. And just for that, I got a little something I make up for people and for me. So I'm going to kick this one. Thank you for that big super chat. Simplify. Ooh rah.
Man, why you beating on Fearless like that? You muted.
I said, did that play or did it?
Okay, yeah,
no.
We got
did that play clean? Because it looked like it skipped.
No, it was good on my side.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
It looked like it was skipping around and everything, but yeah.
No. But why would you beating on Fearless like that in the video?
Hey, that was my boot camp days, man. That was one of my little stories. I tell people that, I was actually a martial artist before I even went into boot camp. So I was already a trained killer. I went to boot camp and they had this thing called Bridge Over Troubled Waters where you do fugal sticks. And I knocked 4 dudes in the water and walked off dry. They ain't never done it. Nobody's ever done it. They kept feeding me guys that were looking like all aggressive and guns. I'm like, just let them go. I'm sitting there calm as hell, counter, blah, blah, blah. Fuck them up, throw them in the water. But anyway, yeah. I appreciate the super chat. I got little fun ones like that. So I appreciate that. Thank you. Go ahead, Black Cleaner.
No, I don't have anything else to say. I was too
You awake
enveloped.
over there, P. Willow? P. Willow must have fell asleep over there. It's late. What time is it there? Wait a minute. Hold up. What time is it? So it's 12:30 at night for y'all, or 1 o'clock, or no, it's 11:30 Central Standard Time. Y'all falling asleep on me? I mean, we can't end it. It's 2 hours and 8 minutes into it.
Yeah, 12:30 in Eastern. Yep.
Yeah. But
Well,
I just wanted to get
everything that y'all wanted to say out.
Yeah, and I know financial freedom over there. Frontier, you still in Switzerland, just having a good old time. Yeah.
Let me tell y'all a view, man.
Yeah, show them what it looks like to be in a whole white hair country.
Yeah, right. Shout out to my white brothers and sisters. But no, this is right now. Where the white women at? Right now I'm in Italy because I just went to Lake Como. So that's Lake Como in the back.
Oh, cool. Wow. That's nice.
Oh, damn. Damn, the shot alone is worth money.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's why I be trying to do my streams. I'm like, let me get some couple streams out here, right? But yeah,
that's nice.
And as you can see, like you got all the nice villas along the lake. They usually look like this. The hill and the lake. Yeah. Okay. Now look at this. Yeah, they got the Airbnb right here, but that's the primary house right there. And this is what Ronin, I know you're gonna love this. Look at this. Solid.
Yeah, real
solid,
brick.
Real material. Like to buy this stuff again and to, build this out would cost a lot, just this stone right here is heavy as hell. So it's high quality,
I love it.
All over, man. And so all these villas,
the view is worth the money right there. That view right there is the shit.
Yeah. I think they said Sean Connery got a house over there or something like that.
Oh wow.
I can imagine that.
Yeah. So Lake Como is really dope. So I've been checking out some property, just chilling, just up here doing my little app, and then locking in with some of my estate, finishing it out for the kind of like last year and stuff I had to get done. But yeah, guys, travel, man. I would show y'all the Porsche, but that's up on top of the hill. The Porsche. I gotta show you the Porsche. Hold on, I gotta show you the Porsche.
While you doing that, I want to play this other video.
Okay,
so
ahead.
I'm not beating up on Fearless, but while you walking up, I'm gonna play this quick little short.
Thanks for the big super chat.
Still here?
Did it play? Man,
yeah,
my
played.
videos are not.
Y'all lost me, didn't y'all?
Nah, we can hear you.
Me.
Put them on the Summer Jam.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me put you on the center stage here.
Wait, hold on. I had to go back down because the internet connection didn't go all the way up there.
Oh, wow.
Dang.
Hold on, put you on the center stage here. There you go.
Oh, dang. You got me on the joints. Hold on. I would have to go on my cell phone, bro.
You walking through. All right, I'm going to take you down real quick. I'm going to at least take you off of the big stage there.
Yeah, let me switch to the cell phone and then I'll show y'all.
Yeah, man, my videos ain't playing for me. I'm pissed. What the hell? I even had a little funny one here.
Probably
I can't. Got a lot of lag, man. I can't even joke on these real quick. That's for the remembrance of all you spirit flyers right there. You just gotta mute your laptop that you don't get the feedback. I'll bring you up on the other cam. Hold on. Take that one down.
All right, you got me now?
Yeah, we got you.
All right, hold on. Let me walk up there. You can mute.
All right. Let's see the Porsche. You got the spiral fucking staircase? Shit.
Hope I don't fall. All right, here we go. Whew.
That's
big boy.
That's a view. Oh shit! He went to Italy and got a Porsche. Just a
Porsche 911. You feel me?
And now, do you have yourself a little honey there, or are you excommunicado just by yourself type situation?
No, I had the ling in the Maldives. So we went out to the Maldives for a week. So I took out both of my little linglings there. But when I came here, I was like, I'm gonna do a solo trip in Europe, just a man in the car
and in the Alps. So it's just me solo on this one for
That's
about a
nice,
month.
man.
Yeah, it's super nice, man.
Congratulations. That's nice.
Not bad
I
at
like
all. Working hard, man. Trying to be like you when I grow up. You feel me?
Yeah, I'm back in the race for you. What you mean? I took some months. I took some years off. Shit, I'm trying to catch up to you. Remember, I had to get my brain back into functioning order. You know what I'm saying? I gave up a whole bunch of shit. But like we talk about anytime, man, if you know how money works, you can rebuild your shit. You just got to be able to step back and get your mind right first.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I be saying, like, that's why I find this stuff to be very important, financial frontier, whatever. It's just, it allows you, it gives you freedom. That's it. I mean, you could decide to do whatever you want, raise a family, take care of people inside your family. I mean, the choice is up to you, dealer's choice. But you do have choices once you get access to resources. And that's the good part. You ain't got to be miserable and rich.
Right.
And it ain't got to be materialism.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that are, though, you know, rich and ain't got a friend in the world that they could really trust. Always looking over their back. But anyway, you know what? It's 2 hours and 15 minutes in, and I enjoyed the conversation. I think we kind of exhausted this topic. I'm surprised it lasted 2 hours and 15 minutes, but I think we got every option and every direction there is. And yeah, I don't know the full extent of the Carmelo Anthony thing. We did cover that before, Jim Rat, but I didn't hear. I know that the young kid got found guilty. I don't know how his lawyer represented him and what case or what evidence was brought out during the trial. So I don't really want to comment on that.
Yeah, they was basically saying that the lawyer was in cahoots with everybody else because, you know, he knew the judge and he also knew the father. So, you know, it's a small town, so I mean, everybody knows everybody in there. So it was just, you know, they was just trying to send a message. In this town, we put you all in you all's place. Y'all better know it. That's basically what
I want to do some more research on that.
Was. Say it again.
Yeah, I want to look at all. I said I want to do some more research on that because I think that's out of Frisco, and guess where Fearless lives?
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, and Fearless lives right there. Those school districts is his school district. Mm-hmm. So when it first happened, we kind of went over it, but I didn't follow the actual court case and the attorneys and who knows who, because it is one of those towns. Yeah, you know, most towns in Texas are like that. Yep. You know,
and then rumor has it they're trying to send him to a prison where the warden's last name is Metcalf. So they're basically trying to, you know,
a family member or cousin or something like that.
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah, that sounds a little.
He's a political prisoner.
That sounds a little shaky on itself. But like I said, the young man did kill the kid. What the circumstances are and everything, I was hope would be brought out in the court system. But again, I didn't follow it. So before I make a comment in the wrong direction, I want to do a little more research now that it's been out for about a week. I can go back through and look at everything all at once and see what points were brought up for his conviction and which ones were left out or omitted on purpose. That's the biggest thing. What things are being left out or omitted in order to prove a case or disprove one. So, guys, got any closing comments before I shut this down? Like I said, we're 2 hours and 18 minutes in, and I know it's kind of late there in America. It's Friday for me, so you guys are running into your Friday just now. But yeah, go ahead. I'll start with you, Black Cleaner.
Yeah, once again, I appreciate you all having me on the panel. Check us out Monday at the Black Cleaner channel. We're going to be talking about controversial cooperative economics. Why every time, you know, Black folks say they want to get together and pool their resources, there's always got to be a naysayer or somebody who wants to slow down the progress. We're going to talk about that. And then
make sure you bring up them sewing circles. the little criminals, scammers, and the sewing circles, because you know what happens with that shit. Somebody's always on the weekend of that tree.
Exactly.
But go ahead.
Oh, you talking about the MLMs?
Not even that. During the pandemic, they had these sewing circles.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. The gifts. Yeah, because I was actually in a couple of them. The gifting circles, the Susu.
Did you get your payout though, or did they break up before you got your payout?
Well, I understand how the game goes. So the game is you got to be the first on the in the circle
on the list,
and then once everybody catches on, then that's when it falls apart. Mm-hmm. So to answer your question, I got paid out. I got paid out a couple of times on it, and then there was then I got back in and I lost money. So
okay. I think P. Willow is asleep right now. P. Willow, you awake?
Yeah, yes sir, yes sir.
You awake now, huh?
Okay. Yeah.
Man, I'm just glad man, listen, man. I appreciate you having me on, Ronin. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Great dialogue between your brothers, and peace and love, man. You know what I'm saying? And hey,
you're always welcome. Man. Always.
Yeah. We here to live another day. Here to learn something from each other, and yeah, man. I can't wait to be able to go ahead and get my trip together this summer. So, yes, sir.
All right. What's on your list? You got your top 3 of places you're interested in going to?
All right, no particular order. Rio.
Okay.
We want to go, I would say, Zanzibar. And I want to go to Madagascar.
Oh, okay. I think Obstacle's been a couple of those places, at least.
Yeah, I want to do something different, man.
You had property in Zanzibar or Tanzania? Which one was it, Obstacle?
Zanzibar, the island of Tanzania.
Yeah, man. So here to be able to experience life and live to the fullest, because I ain't about to be on my deathbed being like, I woulda, coulda, shoulda. No, we doing it right now.
Right.
You know, in respect to y'all, man.
And that's the point. Yeah. Why are you waiting until you're so old you can't do anything, or you're crippled all of a sudden? Like our excuse guy. You know.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, thank you for joining the panel. You're more than welcome to come back anytime, P. Willow. I appreciate your professionalism even while you're on the panel and holding to the topic and not getting too far off the beaten path. You know what I mean?
Appreciate it, man.
All right. Hey, Obstacles, you got something to say before we close out? You're going to put out some content about the beautiful places you've been out there in Europe, or are you keeping it on for yourself?
Oh, man, I think most of the trip I've just been doing on Instagram. But as far as, you know, on my YouTube, it's only the financial frontier. But for most of everything else, I put it on my, Instagram and post some stories after I leave the paid place. You feel me? But net, everything else is financial frontier. I'm definitely got a couple of shows coming out, and then I got some production and then post-production kind of company set up. So I'm gonna start producing some real content around just, the stuff I love the most, finances.
Okay.
Yeah.
I gotta work on my wealth talks channel. I got some
wealth talks, man. Let's get that back. Wealth talks, legacy walks.
I got some things I'm working on for that channel as well. Plus, a lot of that's going to be some of my automation on there too, because some of the topics we already should know. Basic, interest rate, what's compound interest. Just explaining those things, I'll let the automator do that. But there's some other topics I want to get into, is especially with the laws changing and some of the things, even with the VA and the benefits they're talking about with the new VA payout in 2027. Different things like that I want to bring up and talk about that are coming down the pipe. But other than that, I appreciate you gentlemen for joining me on the live. It's 2 hours and 23 minutes in, and we are out.